Well, howdy, Hippy. I just wanted to prove to you that myself, Agamemnon 423, and Monkey Tail are two different people. He's a sophisticated Scot, and I'm an inbred hillbilly farmer. Now, as to your video, and your claims that because it's in a book, it's okay to do what it says. You know, I've read all kinds of things that were in old books. You know, I read a early Chinese alchemy book, and it said, you know, if you want to live forever, you want to be immortal, go ahead and eat up some quicksilver, also known as just for you, Hippy, since you obviously can't comprehend. That's mercury. Mercury is toxic, and since mercury is toxic, it doesn't allow you to live forever. It kills you. Yes. I've also read in a few books that, you know, it's good to do things like, what was it? There was one who said that it's a real good idea to, instead of eating food down your mouth, you take it and you puree it and you blend it up and you put it in a bag and you shove it up your bum. And that's not how it was meant to work, guy. So you see, there's all kinds of things in books that ain't really necessarily good for you, but they claim they are. Oh yeah. You know, folks like you around my parts, we call you snake oil salesmen. And most of the time, snake oil salesmen, they get rid out of the town on a rail after they've been tarred and feathered. Now, as for organic farming, the only thing that an organic farmer does better is waste food. And land, actually, now that I think of it. Because, you know, it takes 10 times the amount of land for an organic farm than it does for a regular farm. And that's because so much food is wasted. You know, you dump that organic farming. There was a feller who tried it in my hometown. He tried that organic farming, and well, the first year he was hit with Mormon crickets. Mormon crickets are these big black crickets that eat up pretty much everything that they come in contact with. His entire crop, because he didn't have any pesticide, nothing to keep them away, his entire crop was eat up by Mormon crickets. That year's sales, 0. The next year he got hit with a case of some kind of fungus. I can't remember quite what it was. Took out all but 25% of his crop. He did not meet his overhead, and nobody would buy his vegetables or his fruit because, you know, it was too expensive. So you see, organic farming, all it does is drive up cost, eat up land, and critters do a good job of eating up the crop. And then finally, as a diabetic, yes, I'm a chunky monkey. I know that. You know what? And that's probably why I got myself type 2 diabetes. But, you know, it also runs in my family. And the doctors have always told us, you know, eat a high-protein diet, low carbohydrates, low sugar. And that's how the body works, is it takes things like fruits and vegetables and grains, and it breaks those down and turns those into sugar, glucose, which, as a diabetic, glucose is bad for me. As it is bad for me, I cannot eat it, which means I have to be very careful. You know, I can't have a sandwich. I can have me a piece of whole grain bread. And that's 1 piece a day. Every other day. I have to stick to proteins. I have to stick to, so that means meats, beans, and salads, for the most part. And unfortunately, can't eat the beans and salads anymore, because they're doing one hell of a number on my system. So, you know, for somebody who has read a book, maybe you ought to get out there and actually live life there, Hippy. It'll treat you a little bit better. This is Agamemnon 423. You know what? Go suck an egg. It would do you a lot of good.